Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday here from Bay Pass. You all know what this show is all about. This is a Friday football preview show with Coach Giampa. Coach, it's great to have you here. You know, we're a little late in the day today getting it going, but we were not going to get through this day without doing our preview, which we've done now for 2 years straight. So great things are happening. So how are you today? And let's talk a little bit about how your day is going and your preparation for tonight's game.
It's going well. Today's a pretty easy day in terms of prep, just making sure all the kids are squared away and doing what they're supposed to do in the classroom and paying attention and being where they're supposed to be. So
you know how hard that is, and I know how hard that is being a teacher on a Friday, especially you got a senior night tonight here at up at Bay Path in our game against Blackstone Millville. Should be a great night. You know, where you're coming off the heels of another big win. We talked about that last time we were on the show. But let's talk a little bit about tonight's preparation. Blackstone Millville, a really good team. Once again, I don't think there's ever a sleeper on the schedule, but preparation for it's never easy. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean they're a physical team. You know, they gave us a lot of problems last time we played them. So, you know, it's just been about getting reset after last week and re-preparing. And there's a lot at stake tonight. This is the final game of the regular season, so the last kind of chance to get points and seedings and boost your power ranking and things like that. So we got to make sure this is a really important game. We got to make sure that we're all squared away and ready to go.
Yeah, it's a special night, and senior night is always special, regardless of what sport it is. You've got seniors now culminating their career playing, their last regular season game prior to playoffs and things of that nature. So, talk a little bit about the meaning, and maybe just a couple, a few of the. You got a lot of seniors. We can't sit here and talk about them all tonight. We can have a special show on that, but maybe the meaning behind why it's important for seniors tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this is their night. They put in a lot of time and effort. And we've talked a lot about, the sacrifices that kids have to make to play sports. And then to make it to your senior year, still motivated, still working hard, doing the little things that you need to do to be successful. It's a nice opportunity for us to celebrate them and to celebrate their families who sacrifice a lot and who have been following them and rooting for them and supporting them, not just throughout the 4 years here, but throughout their entire athletic careers. And the reality is for a lot of these kids, the clock is ticking on how much longer they'll be able to play football. So, that's a tough thing to wrap your mind around, not just for the seniors, but for their families as well. These parents who have been driving their kids all over the state, since they were 7, 8 years old, some of them. So the opportunity to recognize not just the seniors, but the community that it takes to support every individual kid. It's a big night, and it's, as a coach, it's a special night too, because you get so wrapped into the week to week and the day to day that you sometimes you kind of lose sight that you don't get these kids forever. And so these are kind of the smaller moments where you start to, even as a coach, realize the clock is ticking. Your time with these guys is ending. And the clock is ticking. So it's a nice night. It's a special night to recognize them. They get to walk with their families or who they choose to walk with, to the middle of the field. So it's nice. It's a special night for them, and hopefully something that we do right by them with.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned that. We don't often take time to stop and recognize how lucky we are to be, entwined with the journey of these kids. This is a special time in their life, as they're, 15, 16, 17, 18 years of age, and especially the seniors who are 17 and 18 getting out of high school. This is where it all comes to an end. I mean, this is where that, the importance of that mentorship, the importance of instilling the things that are important to round out the character of kids, to elevate their status as people. We talk about this all the time, and that's definitely, synonymous with sports. So kudos to you, kudos to your coaches, and kudos to everybody who's out there coaching and understanding how the seasons flow and how important nights like these are. So just very quickly, we'll talk a little bit about key matchups. Tonight's game is at 7:00 up here. I'm sure there'll be a little pregame with the recognition of seniors and all the things that need to go on. But let's just talk about, the game itself. You said earlier, a hard team to play against. They gave you a lot last year. This year, you got key matchups. Your running game's going well. Your line's blocking. What do you think you have to take control of to gain early, the early edge here?
Well, defensively, we just got, we have to play with effort, and we have to play, fundamentally sound, get to the football. They use a lot of different personnel packages and things like that. So we got to make sure that we're doing a great job of getting to the ball, and not just one hat to the ball, but multiple hats to the ball, and then bringing physicality when we get there. And then offensively, we just got to, offensive football is align, assign, and execute. So we got to make sure that we're in the right spot, that we're executing, that our mind's on what we're supposed to be doing. And then once the ball is snapped, we don't, we talk all the time with the kids about, if you're thinking, you can't play. So, when the ball's snapped, you're just playing football. You know what you're supposed to do. We've been working on this stuff, for 3 months now. So, on both sides of the ball. And then special teams has got to continue to be a factor, as it's been all season for us. So, and that's, again, that just comes down to executing, playing fast and not thinking, and just playing, playing the game. And that's something that, with senior night or homecoming or any of these, the game is still the game. It's not, once the ball is snapped, you don't get extra points for it being senior night. You don't get extra power for, it's just, you got to execute what you're doing and have faith in the systems that you're playing in. Which again, when we do that, we're our kids can do a pretty good job. So, just little things like that. And then, keeping our composure, making sure that we are, you're being great teammates, getting guys out of situations that aren't beneficial to us. Keeping our heads, making sure that, again, we don't get too emotional, that, when that ball is kicked off, the emotions kind of get put to the side, and then we just play football.
I absolutely love that. Coach, I could probably can that response from you on every session that we have. You are just like, you are fixated on that particular thing, that every play matters, that every person on your team matters, that every role is responsible for making others better around them. That's the mark of a great team. That's the mark of a great philosophy. So listen, I want to thank you about that. Hey, 7:00 tonight. Hope to see you here. Any final statements that you want to make about tonight's game?
Yeah, just again, it's a great opportunity to celebrate the seniors, and to celebrate the seniors' families. It's not, again, raising a kid's not easy. Getting them to this point in sports, because kids run into all sorts of distractions and the things that are pulling them away from the commitments that they made. It's really easy. Something we've talked about. It's so easy to make a commitment, and it's so hard to follow through on a commitment. And these families, that we have, they've done such a great job of, keeping our kids focused, making sure that, they're high school kids. So, it's easy to get sidetracked and distracted and pulled away. And, all of a sudden, a commitment you made in August might not be as important to you as on a Friday in November. But, these families, they're as big a part of this as anything, because they're the ones who are, keeping their kids on the right track, telling their kids to prioritize the right thing. So, it's exciting. It's an exciting night to celebrate, not just the kids, but their families too, the people who have supported them, the people who have molded them into the people that they are. So to me, it's just about the families, the parents, the grandparents, the aunts, the uncles, the friends, everybody who's supported the kids on this journey. So, I'm excited to watch them walk out. And again, it's a great opportunity, with the impactful teacher day today with the jerseys, and, to see those teachers be excited about, just a small gesture of, hey, you made an impact in my life. Thank you. To see the support for the kids. I mean, that's, like I said, of all the things that we do, like, to watch the community come around these kids and support them and reinforce that they are special and that they do deserve this. That to me is the most exciting part about a night like tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, you just summed it up right there. Everybody out there tonight, 7:00, senior night here. We're playing Blackstone Millville here at Bay Path. We hope to see you here. Coach, as always, like the eye of the tiger, good luck to you guys tonight. We'll be there with you guys on. Again, this is Bay Path Football Preview with Coach Giampa. Have a great weekend, everybody. Hope to see you tonight.